Morning, Daryl. This is going to hit you late on this video. Sorry about that. I had some kind of burp my ass on this one. It's about 1:56 in the morning. West Coast time. It's still October 6, 2023. Yeah. A couple of videos that got me pissed off. Something I heard last night and just kind of bypassed it completely until I saw the recap. I saw the recap on YouTube on this one from MSNBC. Texas again. Pisses me off that you have religion forced down people's throat left and right. I can't stand that shit. And the people don't rebel as much. The students are, and they don't even have the damn strength for it. You got a phone company out there convincing and conniving and conjiving and making people believe. And the teachers are pissed off about the school board is being bought off. That's not the only instance, but it's just an instance out there that got popped on my radar. Students have no power, no say over it. They have national exposure over it now. And still, things are still status quo. Religion destroying the Constitution of the United States. I'm I'm a converted First Amendment guy. I'm a converted constitutionalist. It's not that I was that way when I was coming up through the ranks. I'm not quite sure, but I believe in the Constitution, imperfect as the damn thing is. As flawed as the piece of paper is, and what the words stand for. But damn it, I am not going to allow my damn country and my Constitution to get thrashed. And the only way I have it is speak up, use my power. The power is to talk about things on videotapes. On bids anyway, and send them out to YouTube. But the thing is, what I don't do is go into people's houses and start banging on the walls and saying, you will believe or otherwise. Or go to schools and bribe the living crap out of them and say, you will believe in this XYZ religion, otherwise we're going to have an issue, aren't we? What kind of an issue we're going to have after that? Shit. What the hell are we doing to ourselves there, Daryl? I don't know. I have been raised as a guy believing in the Constitution of the United States, but also a separation of powers, separation of religion from government. And seeing this stuff happen in my lifetime, I don't think these other senior adults or these dumbass adults out there are figuring this shit out. We can't be like Iran. We can't be like any other country that has religion running things left and right. I say Iran because that's the only prominent country I know who's authoritative, very vindictive, and still not giving enough freedom to anybody. Israel, at least they have a vote. At least some of them actually, unfortunately. And the Palestinians have shit. And it sucks. Should have had a two-party system over there. They should have had a two-party system over there, not just one party. So that's the thing I've got against Israel on that one. I don't knock against the religion. I don't knock against the history at this point over here. I knock against what the hell they're doing to the Palestinians. The Palestinians lost the country. The United Nations, I blame them on that one, but the Israelites needed a place and needed a place to go. They needed their own nation to be represented. And right after World War II, the United Nations was formed. And what happened? An administration of the British Empire. We had chunks of Palestine torn apart. Here comes Israel. And now the Palestinians are getting their ass kicked left and right for over decades. History of man is complicated, dude. Several years learning about different aspects of it. Political changes, cultural changes, historical changes. All my life witnessing it, reading about it. Trying to understand what makes us think and tick. And I keep looking at these dumbass politicians we got over there, not to mention the dumbass conservatives out there who want to make God their thing and the Constitution is screwed. God has to be everything. God's going to judge everybody for this one. My God, if you're LGBT, you're screwed. Because God doesn't like you. Fuck you. Yeah, fuck them in the horse they rode on. High and mighty convoluting sons of bitches. Fucking assholes. Judgmental bastards, all of them. Yeah, I did say it. I got on record. I picked my nose at them, too, if I wanted to be really disgusting about it, but let's not get that way. Am I against Christianity? Am I against God? No. But there's a separation of powers that we have in the Constitution and in America. God may be influential in a lot of our decision making and in our actions at this point, but we still have to be the ones having the freedom of choice to make. We still have to be the ones who are believing that we are still in charge, but we can still follow the teachings of God, in whichever form it comes. But we're not making God the absolute. Individually, we are strongly encouraged to come to Him. He's the Father. He's the Creator. He should know. And a lot of people say, well, we need to have that in our. If they wanted that in the Constitution, we should have had that in the amendments in the Constitution. We didn't. It wasn't in the Bill of Rights. It sure the hell wasn't in the preamble. It wasn't in the main body. But in the Bill of Rights, they said there was going to be a separation of church and state. Oh, look how godless we are. No. Because the guys ain't looking in the bigger picture, in the bigger context. What is it? We had our own version of different different religions and our own different realities concerning about them in different cultures that rose up and then failed. We have a rule of law and then everything else goes hell in a handbasket. But we have to have gods to control everything, don't we? The main reason why we have history lessons, the main reason why we study history, is to understand what the hell we screwed up back then so we don't do it again. And you know what? Everything repeats in a cycle. We are brain dead. I swear to God we are. If we had any intelligence left, we are not using it. I don't get it, Daryl. I really don't get it. God kept you sober. God kept me sober. And you're trying to be positive about a lot of things. I'm a pessimistic bastard, I am. I've had a lot of things happening to me in my lifetime. And you know I've talked about my family a great deal. You know I've talked about this a great deal. How important it is to me. How much of it matters. And yes, I have been colored a lot. In my own attitude, in my own thinking, in my own feelings sometimes. There have been at times I may have had enlightenment and felt good about things, and other times I felt like a miserable bastard. And maybe I am a miserable bastard. Maybe I'm supposed to be a miserable curmudgeon. I don't know. Either by choice or by design. All I know is some days I wake up, I'm alright. Aching, but I'm alright. And other days I'm emotionally screwed up. This is one of those days. This is one of those days. And I have to carry on. There's things I still have to do today, physically, that need to be done. When I saw these articles, Daryl, God. If this had happened to me back in the 80s, pal, back here in LA County, Unified School District. Oh my God, LA City Unified. I don't know what the hell we would have done. Religion versus public education? I think people would have had a conniption fit over at that one. If you wanted religion, why couldn't you just go to a Catholic church if they still had any openings in the Catholic schools? Hell, we had alimony out in Mission Hills. I could have walked to that place and gotten my high school education. Of course, the goal would have been religious based. But no, I went to the nearest, closest high school, which was like hop, skip, and a jump from my home. I had that basis. I mean, I could have. But the thing is, I wasn't Catholic. But even if I wasn't Catholic, I would have been probably converted into Catholicism. Not in the public education system. No. So I grew up believing in a public education system. Screw it, but as it is, it still educated me a little bit. I still give it credit to these days. And for going to a public community college. Only I didn't give it as much as it should have been needed. And I screwed up 2 years on it. Worked my ass off, hating and kicking my ass. And regret it every single day after that. During those days I know. I'm seeing education being screwed around by zealots. Daryl, it had to be different when you were a kid and going to college, or actually going to school. It had to be different. You had to have a challenging lifestyle. You had to have had. Did you actually had people going after your ass, challenging you left and right? Either you believe or you're going to get nailed to a cross, and you will be shown to the world that you are going to be an example. The students are being the same damn way emotionally and spiritually and mentally. They are. They can't deal with it. They don't want to deal with it. How the hell are we supposed to deal with it? We're the adults. So we're going to be forcing our viewpoints down their ass? It's one thing to offer it to them. But we also have to have them... We have to educate the students to a point where they can believe in themselves, to believe in anything else they want to believe in, and learn about things that they want. We have to give them that chance, that opportunity. The problem is we're not doing it because we think we know better. Dude, it's like, we've been in the meetings. We've been in the 12-step meetings. You've been in recovery. I'm in recovery. I just haven't been in meeting halls in a hell of a long while, but I've been. And the thing is, they don't force it down people's throats. You have to come into it willingly. You have to come into the meeting halls wanting help. I mean, at first, yeah, kicking and screaming. But once you're introduced to the damn thing, it still sticks in your head. And then afterwards, you have to make that choice for recovery. You have to come to it willingly to understand it and to learn about it and to deal with it willingly. You want the recovery that bad. How do we convey something of similar nature to those who are getting converted into something they don't want to be converted into? How do we talk to them about it? I'm not good at it. I'm not good at it. You're better at it than I am. I'm a sorrowful bastard at this point over here. Religion was never the primary, but it was still necessary in my life. And I never wanted to force it down people's throats, but I'm talking about it now. I don't want it to replace the Constitution, not once. I got to make people understand one way, Daryl, or another way if I have to. But this is the only way I know how, so I'm going to stick with this. The Constitution is the law and the rule of the land of the United States of America. We all sworn an oath to it. As kids, we have pledged the allegiance to the flag, the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. A morning mantra in the classrooms all the time. Hand over heart, looking at the stars and stripes. We had sworn that all so many times. Sometimes the kids didn't realize what the hell it meant until they were actually taught the history. But they were still given the context, but not perspective. They get older, that's where they get the perspective from. I just hope they have a perspective that they can understand that religious freedom doesn't mean religious persecution or religious slavery. Not everyone's the Borg. Not everything has to be Borg-like, robot-like. You follow the programming or else. It doesn't have to be that way, does it? And I suppose not on my watch.